And this is Michael and Linda Livengood. And we wanted to say, we thank you, first of all, Julie and Kathy, for the privilege of sharing just a moment here in Kenny's memorial service. We wish we were there in person, but we're somewhere in the air between New Zealand and the U.S., even as you're watching this. We just want you to know that we love you guys. And you know, the other day we were having lunch with a friend here in New Zealand who knows Pastor Kenny. And he said, you know what we need to do? He said, we need to have a get-together where we just sit around and tell stories about the way that God used Kenny Knight in our lives. And so I'm going to take a moment or two here and tell you a couple of stories out of so many stories I could tell. And I want to go back, all the way back, Linda, to the late 1970s. And you and I were pastoring in Paris, and Kenny and Kathy came and preached a revival for us.
Us kids.
Yeah, we were just kids. and I said this to Kenny. I said, Kenny, I said, I said, Brother Knight, I said, you're a really good preacher, but people don't come to hear you preach. They come because of the word of knowledge, the miracles that take place in your ministry. And I said to him, are you ever tempted to perform? Oh my. He looked at me with a stern look and said, you better settle this right now.
Uh-oh.
If God speaks to you, you can speak. If God doesn't say something to you, you can't say anything. I never forgot that.
I'm glad.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that marked my life. Thank you, Lord, for Kenny Knight. And then in that season, this is go all the way back, he had a word for me one day about a transition, a change. Now, immediately after that, people began commenting about a change they were observing in our preaching ministry. And it wasn't much longer after that until God put us into the itinerant ministry that we have been involved with for all of these years. Hey, one last story real quickly. Man, so many stories we could tell, funny stories. But Linda, I remember, and I've loved this one night in the outpouring in Terre Haute, the Lord was giving a Pastor Knight word of knowledge concerning people that needed healing. And I'm holding the microphone, and he shared the word, and he finally says to me, I can't see them. Where are they at? And I said, Kenny, they're standing right in front of you. And then he told me he was in a mist, that he really could not see anything. He was just like he was standing in a mist. He could just hear the voice of the Lord in his ear, sharing the need. And he was just repeating what the Lord was saying. And so I said to one of the young preachers, just pick up his hands and drop it on people's heads. So many people got healed that night. I love the fact that Kenny Knight was a man without guile. Just loved Jesus, and he was just pure. And you know, back in that meeting, he was in the glory and could see nothing. But now he's in the glory and he's seeing everything. Kenny, we look forward to joining you in heaven. In the meantime, we just bless Kathy and Julie and the grandkids and the entire family. Love you. Looking forward to seeing you as soon as possible. God bless.
God bless.